screening angle. Most down screens that take place in most offenses, including pro sets, we like calling them pin downs. So most of those down screen angles, just stand on the block like you're posting. Most of the down screen angles a lot of offensive have are at this angle, and this is the angle of the down screen. I think what makes the motion a little bit different is that our screening angle is quite a bit different. Our screening angle is more, big fella, you're out here and you're wide. Our screening angle is here. So it's a lot different angle. So just from a practice standpoint, most players are practicing the first angle I showed you defending versus defending this kind of angle. We like this angle for a couple reasons. One, it's off the lane. And good defensive teams that like to help, we really pull their help probably a couple more steps over, and now with this three-point line, we can skip the ball and get wide open three-point shots by doing that, or some quick drives. One of the things we always want to do within our motion offense is make sure we're putting the ball on the floor and driving it. Part of what we're trying to do is space you out to give us the ability to drive when you're in a closeout. So we want to get you in a closeout drill defensively as much as possible. So the angle is important, not just from a help standpoint, but we're a big back screen flare, or what we would call a flare screen team. So I want the opportunity to be able to set a down screen. He may finish his cut, and I'm going to help you guys here, just tell you exactly what we're doing. But then if we want to rescreen, then he can turn and rescreen, and we fly him right back off of a back screen or a flare screen, whatever your terminology might be. So I think that's the why we like that angle as well. So what we like to do, all you're going to do is you're going to set, everything's two-step setup. Doesn't matter if it's the screen. Once you be give me one more guy up here with the ball. Let me be the screener. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You're down there. So the screener is going to be a two-step setup as well. So I'm here, I'm two steps. Why am I two steps? Because if the defense doesn't jump to the ball, then I got basket cut. That's always part, you're playing the game. So it's going to be two-step setup, and as I start my down screen, then what are you doing? Two-step setup. Okay, so I'm going to set it, and we really spend a lot of time. If you're right-handed, it's left hand over right wrist. If you're left-handed, it's right hand over left wrist. But we want a good, strong base, and we're head hunting. I'm not going to get him, I'm going to get his man. I'm not going to a spot on the floor. I'm actually going to get him. Our goal is to have 2 illegal screens a game. If 2 of our turnovers, we don't have any more than 10 turnovers a game. I tell our team I want 2 of those 10 turnovers to be illegal screens. We're going to hit you. We're going to screen. It's just like in football. Your best football players learn to hit. Your football players that aren't very good are guys that are constantly not wanting to get hit. You know, same way in basketball. I want guys that are going to go hit people. You get hurt when you're trying to avoid being hit. Very seldom do you get hurt when you're doing the hitting. So we want to make sure we're very physical, very aggressive with our screens. We're going to set a wide base, and then I'm reading my man. I'm reading the defense right here. So we really try to make it simple. As the years have gone by, I've tried to simplify cutting and screening as much as possible for our team. So there's not as much thought process going on. So you guard me now, okay? I'm the cutter. You're going to set the screen. There's really only 3 things that can happen. As I set him up, there's only 3 ways he can guard me. He can chase me, which means I'm going to get to the shoulder and I'm going to continue a tight cut. He can shoot the gap and come lane side. He can come lane side, so then I'm going to pop cut, okay? Or what a lot of defenders do, they just run right into the screen and they make your job easy as an offensive player. So only really 3 ways. Then you can get into switching if you're a team that does a lot of switching defensively, and I probably won't get much into that today, what we would do to compensate for that. I'll just talk about those things. But as a cutter, it's important that I get him set up and I get him to the lane side. If he doesn't get to the lane side, then I'm immediately face cutting him and coming right here, and I'll take any layup that the defense is going to give me. You'll get 1 of those a game, and then they're going to constantly be jumping to the lane. You're head hunting, I'm going to bring him to you. All right, so again, you're way out here wide. Set him up, and your back's going to be the ball. There you go. Now my job as a cutter now is just to beat him to this shoulder. Doesn't matter how he's stronger than I am now. He's more athletic than I am. I've never seen him play, but I guarantee you're probably more athletic than I am. All right? So it doesn't matter how athletic he is. I've just got to be able to be creative enough to beat him to this shoulder. If I beat him to this shoulder, he's not going to be able to keep me from catching the basketball. So now we teach our guys. Most guys, if you quiz your guys when they come off the screen, they find the ball. And when they find the ball and now they catch pivot, they have no idea. They got to find their defender next. And I think one of the things our players have gotten really good at is once they catch the ball, they know what they're doing with it. Whether it's shot or drive, they know upon catch just through drilling of what to do with it once they catch. So I'm going to get to this shoulder, and I'm going to read him. If he's chasing me, it's tight cut. We put a line on our floor that goes right from the top of the key all the way to the midpoint on the baseline. This is a twofold. It's a help defensive line, but it's also a finish cut line. What most players do when they get bumped is they stop. And I think that really makes your offense stop. Case in point, you come off, I'm guarding the screener here. You come off, your man's chasing you, I step up and I bump you as a defender and you stop. Now look at our spacing. You two are on the same team. Your spacing's 2 feet. With the motion, we want 12 to 15 foot spacing. So if you're guarding him and you're going to help on me on my tight cut, I'm going to feel you and I'm going to finish to this line because now you're reacting. Now look at our spacing. We got 12 to 15 foot spacing. So this line that we put down on our floor isn't just for defense, it's for our cutters. They have to finish cuts. And I think probably one of the hardest things to teach players to do are finish cuts.